We are going live. Hi, everybody. We are so excited that you are here. We are talking about out with the old and in with the new. We are excited for a lot of the things that are happening in Keller ISD, and we are excited to talk through some of those with you. So thank you for joining us today. My name is Misty Shea. We are a part of Educational Technology in Keller ISD, and I'm here with my coworker. Do you want to say hi, Christy?
Yeah, hi, I'm Christy Harold. We're glad you guys are here tonight. All right, here we go, in with the new. If you are new to Keller ISD, you may have never joined us on a Kickstart Your Learning. So we want to introduce you to this type of PD that's so easy to get anywhere, anytime. If you've never done a Kickstart Your Learning with us before, I want you to know that on the right-hand side of the YouTube link that you were directed to, you should have a chat box that looks like this. If you don't, you probably won't see any chatting there yet. Let me send one right now. If you don't see a chat box at all, there is something we need you to do to get that chat box to show. And we're going to walk you through these 3 steps. The reason this is important is we're going to award the SPEC credit for today's learning based off the chat. So based off who introduces themselves or answers our questions, we're just going to compile all your names and go in and give you 1 hour of SPEC credit for being here with us on In with the New. So again, if you don't see that chat window, here are your 3 steps to make that show. First of all, in YouTube, you've got a little profile circle up at the top right. It may or may not show your picture. The link has been broken for a while, so you may see like just a faint circle with no picture, or you might see your initials, or you might see your picture there if you have a picture in your Google account. But once you click that, one of your choices is going to be create a channel. So basically, we're going to create your YouTube channel that goes with your Keller ISD Google account. Once you've clicked create your channel, you'll come to a screen and you're going to make the choice that says use your name. Select that option, use your name for the YouTube channel. And finally, you're going to click save and continue at the bottom of that page. Usually it will pop you right back into our YouTube live, but sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, you might need to refresh or return to our link for today's YouTube live. So the link for today's YouTube live is www.kellerisd.net/kickstart. So again, the 3 steps are click on your profile circle, create a channel, select use under the use your name option, and save and continue. Again, if you'd like that SPEC credit, we are happy to go backwards and give it to you. We'll create a class and kick up. We'll find all of our names. We'll give that 1 hour of SPEC credit once we see you in the chat. But you will need the chat portion to be able to do that. So take a few seconds and get that done if you need to. If you're an old pro and you've been with us before on our Kickstart Your Learnings, you probably see your chat. Go ahead and start introducing yourself. Tell us your name. Tell us what school you teach at or what campus you are at, and tell us anything about your day today. We'd love to hear from you in the chat. And with that, we're going to start with the new things in Keller ISD. 2 of the very new things we had at the beginning of the school year were Outlook email and Outlook calendar. These were both super exciting changes, but with any change, there comes like some new hurdles to overcome. And so we wanted to highlight a few cool things in Outlook and calendar that maybe you haven't gotten to yet since it's new. These are features that we think are really useful in Microsoft, and we are excited that they're there. So the first one I'm going to talk about today is a button called Sweep. And I am going to switch my screen. And we're actually going to look at an account where we can talk about these features. Okay, so I'm in an email account. And when you are in an email account and you are clicked on an email, you're going to see that button called Sweep. And Sweep is a cool little cleanup tool, not only for your house, but also for your email. When you have an email chosen, so I've clicked on a VoiceThread email. VoiceThread is an ed tech product. We get lots of marketing emails from them. I want to clean them up. So I'm going to click on the word Sweep. And Sweep gives me 4 cool options of things to do with email. And these may be things that you would have in the past written a rule for, but Sweep does it in just a little bit easier fashion. It's a little more intuitive, and it actually might create a rule for your email box when you're doing this. So one thing I can do is I see that messages from VoiceThread, and this is the email address they come from, I can move all of them from the inbox folder. I can move them straight to deleted, or I can create a new folder or choose one of the folders I already have. Another option I have is I can move all of those messages from inbox and any future messages. I mean, maybe I don't want to unsubscribe from VoiceThread because we do have access to it still, but I just really don't care about to get their marketing emails. I can do that. The inbox will never let me see one of those. And whatever I've told it to move to down here is where it will get moved. I could always keep the latest message and move the rest out of the folder. That's handy sometimes. Sometimes I really just want to know what's the last message they sent. Does it have anything important? I don't care about the 16 previous ones. Or I can always move messages older than 10 days from the inbox to wherever I direct them to. So right now, I just want to clean up this inbox. I still want to get the VoiceThread messages, but I want to move all the current ones because I haven't been keeping up with this inbox, and I want to delete them. I'm going to click OK, and Microsoft is going to sweep my account. I should have looked at the total number of emails before, and it got rid of anything that was from that no reply at voicethread.com. So that's a pretty cool little tool to help you clean up your email. Just a reminder, you do have to be clicked on an email or in your email reading pane to see the sweep button. All right. Another thing that we want to talk about, and I'm not going to flip back and forth to our slides. We will give you our slides at the end of the night. And all of the things I'm going to talk about will have a slide to go with them to help you kind of grasp the concept or remind you what we talked about. We're going to switch and talk about calendars. And I know sometimes as a teacher, you don't really use this calendar super a ton, like during your day-to-day, but your admin probably has at least a campus calendar, or you may be working closely with someone else in the district and you may need to see their calendar. I just want to remind you or talk about how you share calendars in Microsoft. So when you are in your calendar, clicking on my calendar button over here on the left, I've got a share button. If I click on share, it's going to ask me which calendar I want to share. Well, typically the calendar that belongs to your account is just this first one called calendar. So if I click share and I choose calendar, I'm going to decide who I want to share this with in the district. I'm going to choose the person I want to share with. And then the second part of this is what all do they get to see? Can they see just when I'm busy? Can they see the titles and locations of my meetings? Can they edit my calendar? Be really careful there. Delegate, you shouldn't really give anyone delegate access to your calendar. Most likely, you're going to want them to see the details of your calendar, not to be able to change anything or take over, but just if they have a reason to need to see what's going on in your calendar, you're going to give them that. So I'm going to share this calendar with Misty. And what happens is I begin to create a list of who my calendar is shared with and what rights they have. I can come in here anytime and change my mind. Maybe I only want Misty to be able to see the titles and locations of this calendar, or I can also take people off. So maybe I only needed to share my calendar for a short bit of time. Notice that by default, all of the people in the organization, which is Keller ISD, can view when I'm busy. So you don't have to share your calendar if you just want to tell someone you're busy. They can already see that by searching for your calendar, which brings us to a great point. Who can see, or how do I find calendars in Keller ISD? Well, you've got a button over here on the left underneath the month view that says Add Calendar. So when you click on that, you're going to get menus that allow you to add calendars in a variety of ways. And today we're going to talk about adding a calendar from the directory. So when you come here, it's not super intuitive like what you should do, but really what Microsoft is asking here is, what account are you? And so you're just going to verify that it's your account when you're searching for calendars from the directory. And then you're going to search calendars. So let's say I have a need to see what's going on or what's booked in the boardroom because I need to book an event in the boardroom. So I'm going to search for and choose that calendar, and then I'm going to add it to my calendars. I have some different categories of calendars that I can do a lot with, and I can even create my own. But today I'm just going to put this in other calendars because it's not my calendar and it's not a person's calendar. So I'm just going to choose other, and I'm going to click add. And once that happens, I can close my menu and I can see that that boardroom calendar was added over here under the category of other calendars. I've got my calendars category. I don't have any people calendars. I've only got other calendars, and I just added boardroom. Well, that is a lot of information. I don't really need to see that information all of the time. So I can simply turn that calendar off. And then I only need to turn it on when I need to access it for reasons of booking a room or thinking about booking a room or thinking about where an event could take place. When I no longer need that calendar, let's say I don't really have that role anymore, I can click my three dots and remove it. You also see right there under that three dot menu, I can change the color to match the color I want it to. And I might have a few more options. I can show only this calendar if I need to work in just one calendar. And then I can also move it to a different group. And this is kind of where those groups come in handy. If maybe I want it to be under my calendars and I really don't want to have this other calendars group, this is where I move calendars around. But I really don't need that calendar anymore, so I'm just going to remove it and off it goes. Let's talk about one more thing in email and calendar, and that is your signature. Are you like this account where you have no signature? Don't be that person. When you email us, when you email other people, they need to know who you are. What campus are you at? What's your job function at that campus? It helps all of us if you've got your Outlook signature in place. So in our slides, we have the link to how to create your signature. I'm going to go to that link right now. This is our how-to on adding a signature in Outlook. If somehow we missed you in training, or if you're a new hire and we didn't get to set up that part of your account, we want you to use this link, and Missy will be adding it to the chat for creating your signature in Keller ISD. It helps all of us. This should walk you through it step by step. If you're having issues creating your signature in Outlook, it's really a pretty simple process. Put in a ticket. Missy and I will be right there to help you create it and teach you how to do that. But please, please, please put a signature on your email. We would appreciate it. All right, I'm going to go back to calendar and we're going to talk about a few other things. We're going to talk about some calendar settings. These might have gotten overlooked in training, but they're kind of fun. So I'm back in calendar, and I'm over here on my settings cog in the top right. And when I open it up, it's going to open up to my calendar settings and to view. So let's talk about something fun first. Weather. You can add this precious little weather icon to your calendar. Elementary teachers, this is amazing because then you can check what weather it is at recess time, and you know what to do. So all you need to do is in your cogwheel of settings and calendar settings and weather, make sure show weather is turned on. Choose your scientific reading for weather and add your location. So I am going to add Keller, Texas. You might be adding Fort Worth, Texas. You might be adding Colleyville, Texas, depending on where your school is. I'm going to click add. and I'm going to save. And I'll close my settings and look right here. I've got this precious little icon that tells me it's sunny today. And right now the temperature is still 94 degrees. Yikes. Okay, so weather's a fun one. I'm going to go back to settings. And we're going to talk about a setting that has been kind of a pain, honestly. When you go to events and invitations, which is the second tab on calendar settings, one thing that is in the settings by default is that every meeting you create with another person in our district becomes a Microsoft Teams meeting link. So that's kind of a pain because sometimes we really don't need that and it can be confusing. You can just come in here and take that off. And that way, when you add things to the calendar, it doesn't automatically generate that Microsoft Teams link. So feel free to remove that and save as well. Last one I want to show you is something that we can't recreate. So I am going to share again, and we'll look at the slide for this one. There's your sweep slide. There's your sharing calendar slide, finding and adding calendars, weather settings, taking off that Teams meeting for every calendar appointment. We're going to talk about time in calendar. If you've had someone say, hey, I tried to set an appointment with you and it says you're 2 hours ahead or you're 2 hours behind, it might be that we just need to sync your time with the calendar. And this has been a little crazy and I had it, but not every person I run into has this problem. We're in that same settings cogwheel button under calendar, and this one is actually under view. So it's the first tab. If under your account, you see this grayish bar that says the current time zone for your meeting is Pacific time or some other time zone, click Yes, Update. And that way, all of the meetings you receive will be in our time zone. And when other people see your calendar, it will be in the correct time zone as well. So just check your view settings. And if you have this gray bar, you need to update. One more thing about calendar that I forgot we were going to show. So I'll just show from the slides. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat or email us. When you go to create a new event on your calendar, one of the options in the event menu is called response options. And this allows you to control a lot of things about the event. The most important one is request responses. If you're the type of person on a campus that sets meetings for a large number of people, you may not need to know if all 50 of those people are coming to your meeting. And so one way to control all of those extra emails is to uncheck request responses. And then you won't get the email back saying who's coming. You can always re-enter the event and there will be a little button that says see who's coming. And you can see it that way, but you will not always have to receive all the responses. This is also where you can control allowing forwarding or hiding your attendee list if you need to do either of those things. So, oops, that was signature, just in case you missed it. That is our bit.ly for email signature. We would love for you to have the standard signature for KISD that looks exactly like this. I want you to take the next 10 seconds. If you don't mind in the chat, if you'll tell me what's your fave feature about Outlook email and Outlook calendar as we've switched over. What's something you love about it? There are lots of great things. So tell us one that you love. All right, Misty, are you ready to jump in and take it away with what's next?
Absolutely. I am so excited.
Oh. Wait, you changed.
Well, I mean, the changes that are happening, you gotta roll with the punches. So
yeah. Love the canvas shirt. Yeah, I get it. Go in with what's new. Lots of changes in KISD. Good to know. Good to know. All right, tell us what's next, Misty.
All right, so Canvas, we are so excited that our high schools have done such a lovely and wonderful job with rolling out Canvas. And we even had a lot of middle school and intermediate schools and even some fifth grade teachers on campuses doing some amazing things in Canvas. So I am going to share, and then I want to talk about all of the amazing things that are happening. Oh, I went a little too far. Of course I did this. All right. So first, I want to tell you something about something really amazing. If you are not aware of it, we have an entire page devoted to Canvas. So if you go to www.kellerisd.net/KIC, Christy and I spent a long time making a Keller ISD Canvas teacher guide that is just for us, just for Keller. And so in this guide, so let me go to our guide and show you. In this guide, we have a little bit of everything. So let me show you how awesome it is. So on our Keller ISD Canvas or KIC page, there's a Canvas button. And if you go there, we have an entire Canvas guide for you. And what I love is on the second page, you can look by exactly what you need. This Canvas guide has hundreds of pages. You do not want to print it. You just want to get to what you need. So, hey, Misty, I need to know how to do this. Well, you'll find it in the Canvas guide. And if you click on the exact thing you need, it's going to take you to that part of the Canvas guide, and it's going to show you exactly what to do. So I'm actually going to click on the create a section for differentiation. So if you've been struggling with giving this group of kids extra time and giving this group of kids this assignment and this group of kids this assignment, we have a great way to do that. So if you click in settings of your Canvas course, so I'm going to my English 4 Canvas course, and I click on settings within the course. In there, there's something called sections, and that's going to list all of your sections. So you're going to see period 1, English 4, period 3, English 4, period 5, English 4. So you're going to see all your periods and sections of students in there. So you can go ahead and assign by section. So let's say you want to give your quiz in first period, but you don't want your third period kids to see it right away. So let me show you how you do that. So I'm in my sandbox, and so this is our EdTech sandbox. And I'm just going to go to my modules, and I am going to add an assignment. I'm going to add it, come in here and edit it. So at the very bottom, you're going to fill in all your amazing stuff up the top, put the points, do all the things, but down here at the bottom, the assign to. So I'm going to take off assign to everyone, and I'm going to assign it to the groups of students. So I can assign it to students who need additional time, or for your periods, you would get a list of all your periods and you can assign it. So I'm assigning it to this group. I'm going to put my due date. Let's put it past today. That might help. But I can show, so like their first period, so I can have it today at 8 a.m. And so they will see it at 8 a.m. that day, and then click done, and I'm going to add. So then I'm going to come down here and do another group. So my third period, let's just say this period, I'm going to set a different due date because I see them on odd days, even days. So I'm going to give them a couple extra days. And I don't want them to see it until 11:45 that day, because that's when I see them done. And then I add it. So you can continuously add more and more groups of kids and give them time, give them longer time. You can even open it for a student. So let's say Misty Shea didn't do her job or she was absent, but I had already closed that module. I can give her a later due date. She needs a little extra time. She was in the hospital for being too cheerful. And so I can make it available and give her time, even though everyone else can't see it anymore. It's locked to them. So, and I can keep adding based on my students' needs. So this is a great way to differentiate. And of course, then I'm going to save and publish. So that is a really good way to differentiate within Canvas. So it's really nice. So let me go back to our really awesome slide deck. But definitely check out our kit guide, and that will walk you through the sections part. And then anything else that you've been struggling with Canvas, we've made 1, sometimes 2 pages, but mostly 1-page guides to help you through that. And this also shows you how you can get to settings, sections. This is an example of all the sections. So, period 2, period 3, and you can give them different, it even tells you the time. So you can be like, wait, what time does period 4 start? Oh, 11:10. So you can add that into your time within the assignment. And again, I haven't found a limit, so just keep adding and adding and adding. Also, intermediate and middle school friends. I know we had a lot of early adopters, but we are still here to help you. So we're coming in the spring. We are going to come to you. We're going to launch Canvas with you, do all the trainings, give you all the training options, and help you fully roll out Canvas. And so we'll definitely have some novice users, some intermediate users, and some advanced users, but we are so excited. So 5th grade through 8th grade, we have you. We've got you. We are going to come and we are going to make sure that you are fully supported with Canvas, and that you are ready to move for next school year. All right, teachers, tell us one thing that you love about Canvas. So from my friends that are using it already, what is something that you really, really enjoy about Canvas? I'll be very honest, I love all the integrations. Like some of my favorite web tools are fully integrated into Canvas. So let us know what you love. All right, everyone, remember we went out with GoGuardian and we are in the new with Lightspeed. So Lightspeed is a classroom management software that allows you to see the browsing screens of your students in Keller ISD. So these are for 5 through 12 devices. So this is Microsoft devices. iPads, we have something completely different in elementary. So Lightspeed, oh my gosh, my kids aren't showing, what's happened? So we have a couple of things that we ask you to try. So if you've logged into Lightspeed, have you made sure that all students are logged in? So they put their ID, email, and then their password into Keller ISD network, the Keller ISD Wi-Fi. Has the student restarted? So they push this out, and if a student hasn't restarted within that time frame, then their computer's not in the system yet. Have you built a schedule? Even if you built a schedule and if you still see kids aren't showing for that schedule, sometimes you have to go in and you have to like delete the time and re-add it and click save, and then that allows the schedule back. And then if you've done all of this and let's say you have 29 kids showing, but there's just 1 kid still not showing, put in a tech ticket and let us know the period in the student's name, full first and last name, and we can get them to look at the student's device to see why is this kid not showing. And we actually found out today that if they're in a private or incognito window, you can't see them. So if there's one kid and you're like, hey, I could see his screen last time, but I can't see it this time, make sure to walk over there and see if they're in a private browsing window. But we have got you covered. So on our KIC website, we have all of the Lightspeed teacher videos. So it'll walk you through building a classroom, adding students, adding your schedule, all the things to make Lightspeed work for you as a teacher in the classroom, 512 student teachers. These videos walk you through step-by-step on how to do that. So on our www.kellerisd.net/KIC, our KIC website, we have a Lightspeed button, and in there we have all the teacher videos for Lightspeed. So that will walk you through getting through A to Z on Lightspeed. And of course, the little helpful hints that we just covered on the previous screen will help as well. But again, we are always here to help you. Tech tickets are great. That gets to us, and we are able to help walk through and kind of get all the people, all the minds together to figure out and help you with your trouble. Also, something I really want to let you know, if you have not seen this before, we have a Microsoft Go student device, kind of how-to or just some tips for students. So on our KIC website, on the guide, it tells you things like how, if their camera's not working, how do you enable that? Setting profiles for my TCC students who have to go check their TCC mail and then their Keller mail, the computer gets confused. So how to create a profile so that they can go to their TCC profile and then go to their Keller profile and nothing gets mixed up. Like you open Canvas and it's like, wait, you don't have an account, but they do, but it's trying to read their TCC account. So that kind of keeps it separate. And then it goes into company portal. If students need to download an app that maybe helped you with testing or something else, how to get to company portal and get that on the student device. So get to our Keller ISD KIC website. There is a Surface Go button for students. And then this was also pushed out to in the Canvas template that we sent out. So my high school teachers, you have this as part of your Canvas template. So as long as you have the page published, the students can see this and you can refer them back to that helpful guide. And then something else that kids aren't doing, they're not shutting their device down correctly. So they need to click on the Windows icon on the bottom of their taskbar, click the power button and click shut down or restart. It's kind of like washing your hair. If you don't wash your hair for a week, it gets really gunked up. Computers are the exact same way. So restarting it and shutting it down 2 to 3 times a week is just best practice because all the stuff doesn't gunk up and slow down your computer. That's also for you teachers as well. If you're not shutting down at least 2 to 3 times a week and your device isn't working properly, that might be why. All right, Christy.
Misty, that was great advice. I need to shut down my computer more.
Oh my gosh, Seesaw. I love the change.
I know,
I love
you like
Seesaw is our elementary, LMS. So Canvas, Seesaw, we're friends.
Yeah, and that's one thing that didn't change this year. We still have Seesaw, which is amazing. So elementary teachers, love on it. Love on Seesaw. It's got some amazing tools that really can help you see your students' learning. They really make learning visible. So if you need help with Seesaw, feel free to give me a call. I am happy to come and show you all the amazingness that Seesaw is.
And my boys in elementary loved Seesaw as a student. So I am a parent, like, yes, love Seesaw.
Yes. Yes. I don't know how you couldn't. Okay, Missy, I'm going to take over and share. And we're going to talk about the Google Drive. We're going to talk about cleaning it up. We're going to be really focused on cleaning out these Google Drives this year. So what I want to know first is, let's be real. What's your drive storage? Do you know how many gigabytes are in your drive? If you don't, let's talk about how to find that. And if you do, let's talk about what your number actually is. So, all right, we're talking about Google Drive clean out. If you are in your Google Drive, below all the fun things on the left, you have something called storage, and it will tell you how much storage you're using in Google Drive. It will also give you a little summary up at the top and tell you what that storage is being used for. So I'm going to switch and we're going to look at there we go. We are in an account that's not using very much storage at all because I would be so embarrassed to share my number with you. And it's okay. You can share your number with us. We're all going to be working on these. This account right here is only using 455.2 megabytes of storage. I will say that I went in prior to our Kickstart and I did a little cleaning out in this account. But one thing that this summary tells you is it tells me that I'm using 8 megabytes in Drive, 447 in Gmail, and 0 in Photos. So it does give me a little bit of general information, which is great to have. When you're in this view, your storage is sorted. If you click the arrow and you have the arrow going up, it's going to show you things that are using no storage. And it's going to go from smallest to largest. This, I think, is the default. So unless you've clicked this before, your arrow should be pointing up. If you click and make that arrow point down, you're going to start to see the things that are using the most storage. What we need you to start to do is delete or throw away the things that you no longer use. You may have taught fourth grade 6 years ago, but you don't anymore. And do you really need all the fourth grade stuff still? So start looking at what's taking the most storage for you and start whittling it down if you don't need it anymore. Our goal is for each of us to be at 15 gig or less. So ideally 15 gig or less. Let's talk about a couple of ways to work on getting that number down like I did with this account. All right, we're going to ask that in October, you have 2 Google Drive goals. First, we'd like for you to sort your untitled items and get either all of them deleted or give them a title and put them in the correct folder. That's not a difficult thing to do, but if you can start small by going through just all of that untitled stuff, you'd be surprised at how many things you started and then just abandoned by closing the tab. I'm guilty of that. I do that every day, basically. One way to find those things is just to search untitled. And once you search untitled, the things that are called untitled will pop up to the top. Open it up. If it's nothing, delete it. It doesn't appear to drop your storage right away, but the next day when it recalculates, your storage will be smaller. Now, a lot of your Google items aren't taking up any storages at all, but sometimes if you do have presentations with pictures and videos that are filled with those types of items, they do start to take up storage. And it's just good practice to clean out all of that untitled stuff anyway. The second goal that we have for you for October is to remove all personal. We're all guilty of it. We've all got personal stuff in our Keller ISD Google Drives. So let's get that out. One thing that's really good for this, there are multiple ways you can do this. You could download these things to a flash drive. You could use a software to help you get these out. One thing we recommend that we've had a lot of success with is something called Google Takeout. We do have instructions for this, and I will send these in this link in the chat right now. Google Takeout will allow you to, it pulls up all of your Google Drive and it lets you choose folders or items that you're going to then take out and push to another Google Drive, like a personal Google Drive. So we highly recommend using that method to get your personal out if you still want to keep the formatting of all the Google items. That is a great way to do this. All right, let's talk about images and videos and maybe even PDFs, because that's what is taking up most of the storage in our Google Drives. One simple way to do this is simply dragging and dropping. It can be done this way and it will not affect the formatting of images, videos, or PDFs. One thing you will have to have on your device first is the application version of actually Google Drive and OneDrive in your files software on your computer. So on a Windows device or a Surface Book, that's going to be File Explorer, that manila file folder that you've used forever. On a Mac or an Apple product, that's going to be Finder, your little blue guy that has all of your storage files. So once you've connected your Google Drive or your OneDrive to your storage facility on your computer, then you'll be able to open up one window of each of those. This on the left is my Google Drive, my Drive. This on the right is my OneDrive. And so I'll play this little video and you can see that I'm grabbing a JPEG and I am just dragging from one window to the next and it's copying it over into my OneDrive. So if you don't know how to make this connection with your cloud storage to your device, put in a ticket and say, I need to connect my cloud storage to my device, and Missy and I can help you do that super fast. That's an easy connection. Then you can begin the process of dragging things over to OneDrive that take up a lot of storage in your Google Drive. And remembering that our goal is about 15 gigs or less in our Google Drives. So just to recap, our tasks for October, and we'll be sending these out district-wide as well. We need for you to get all of your untitled files out of your Google Drive and all of your personal files out of Google Drive. We know you can do it. We know even if you have a big number of storage items in your drive, we can get this taken care of this month. And we're going to try to provide small steps to make this monumental task not quite so big and be ready and complete, have our Google Drives down to the right number before we're ready. All right, Misty, I'm going to pause here and let you talk about what's next.
All right, we are so excited. We just want to let you know every month we do a YouTube live, and we want, we want to bring cool new things to you and all the things, and make sure that we are keeping you up to date with all the fun stuff that we have in store, all the really cool tools that we have. So in October, we have another Kickstart Your Live coming. We'll send emails. We'll get on our social media so you know what's coming up. We just want you to know that this isn't just in to this month. We have it every single most of the months. And if you'd like to go watch our other ones or kind of see what's coming up, we also have our KIC website, which we referred to a whole lot today. But we are also on social media if you'd like to follow us to keep up to date with the micro learning that we push out and when our next YouTube live is. And then, of course, we have the bit.ly with this slide today. But if you go, you can always come to the channel you came to today, www.kellerisd.net/kickstart. And that will take you to our Keller ISD playlist with all of our past YouTubes, which we actually did an entire YouTube live on cleaning out your Google Drive. So if you've already done the first 2 steps for October and you are ready to move forward to clean out some more stuff of your Google Drive, we have an entire YouTube live on that. But we would love for you to follow us on social media, visit our KIC site, get help, get in contact with us, our KISD YouTube channel. We are just so excited to hear from you, and we're right alongside with you constantly. We're so excited to help you and to walk with you and on whatever journey you're going through.
And we want you to know that no matter what changes occur in Keller ISD, we are your EdTech team. And we often are the Genius team as well. That's a part of our job. And so we wanted to end wearing our Genius team shirts. We will be here for you. We will be here to support you. And we will do the best that we can to scaffold these changes to a reasonable and usable avenue for you so that we can all ensure the success of our Keller ISD students.
I love that, Christy. Teamwork, dreamwork. Woo.
That's right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy that you joined us. And if you're watching later, thanks for stopping by and watching after the fact. Go look at some of our other videos, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
We will see you next time when I can go and stop it from streaming. Now you're getting music. You're welcome.